Imagine the future. No, not that future. Imagine a future where you don't have flying cars, robot butlers, or holographic assistants who like to mock you in your sleep. Imagine a future where humanity has solved the problems of now, just to make room for far, far worse ones. This is The Fifth Science by Xerbia. It's a widely praised examination of humanity's potential flaws and inevitable idiocy. This book is not so much a single story than a collection of 12 short interconnected stories which make up roughly about 326 pages. I can't fit all of that in a short video and explain why it's even worth reading, so I'll summarize 3 of my favorites and let you decide. If you're born, to use the word loosely, into the body of a man already in his late 40s, what exactly are you? Something? Someone? A separation of consciousness from being? We don't know yet, but we will, someday at least. A couple thousand years later, maybe, you awake in yet another body, this time a much smarter but equally evil and sociopathic package. It's a pretty good trade. He rules as an evil dictator, you actively try to find what you are, like 2 peas in a pod. A fifth science of sorts. Get it? 'Cause the name of the book is Fifth Science, and you're the fifth science. A couple years later, maybe, you're nearing discovery but instead get vaporized by your co-worker. At least, your host does. Maybe along with whatever your essence was. Probably, we don't know yet. All in all, your story just ends there. Picture this. You're on a station orbiting Sandsdance, a grimy greenish-purple planet swarming with who knows how many billions at this point. One sleepless night, you drift into a nearly deserted bar. There it is, a lantern, 8 feet tall, scaled, tentacled, in all its glory and quite smelly. It buys you a drink and casually informs you that everything, planets, people, your lowly bartender, has a true name that reveals its fate. Everything you have ever done and everything you will ever do. No biggie. After dropping that bomb, the hidden secrets of the universe, and casually hinting that there's a lot more to existence than your nightly slog, the lantern kindly offers you a job. The downside is that it will change everything you will ever do. You refuse, of course, and as you turn to leave, it leans in, tentacle on your shoulder and all, saying you'll reconsider tomorrow. Of course it does. It already knows. Welcome to Last Stop, a dusty little rock where a couple thousand folks have settled into a rhythm of drinking, shooting, and card playing on loop. Call it survival or call it boredom, but nobody's here with meaning. There's food to last generations, no real jobs to worry about, and a hospital machine that fixes up whatever stupidity the whiskey likes to fuel. Suddenly, a void ship lands in silence, and out steps a stranger named Lysithia, clothes rippling in endless 6-dimension patterns, and she's either a lost traveler, she's curious and calm, and she's come looking for an emissary, whatever that means. For now, the routines are still running, but she's standing next to this ancient-looking kid who claims to represent the Fifths, basically the galactic version of a corporate overlord with a flair for the dramatic. Lysithia questions this kid, who's seen it all, about some sort of impending cosmic shift. Apparently, eons ago. Others try to pull off a similar stunt, but our boy here, he assures her that this time it's different. The kid explains that the universe is an intricate system constantly evolving, like that one friend you have who keeps trying to reinvent themselves but ends up just being a little sad. He talks about humanity has cycled through warlords, explorers, and empire builders only to end up as wandering drunks reminiscing about the good old days. Then, as if the universe is throwing a farewell party, a choir emerges, singing the history of humanity in a crescendo of joy and sorrow. Moments flash before their eyes. Births, battles, and barbecues. The soundtrack of a civilization fading into a lullaby for an empire that is finally hitting the hay. But here's the kicker. The boy offers them a way out. Join the Fifths. Live forever in cosmic bliss. You might be wondering, what makes this book stand out in the vast sea of science fiction books? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, The Fifth Science isn't just about technology. It's about us. Every sci-fi trope is there, sure. Aliens, AI, spaceships, the works. But each chapter is ultimately about how our human desires, fears, and flaws persist, no matter how much we evolve. It's less about the machines and more about the people who use them. The stories explore themes of loneliness, arrogance, love, and mostly loss. One thing you'll quickly notice about Xerbia's writing is that it's funny. There's an absurd human in how he explains our tendency to complicate even the simplest things. Reading The Fifth Science is like going on a weird road trip through space and time with a slightly tipsy philosopher as your tour guide. It's a journey that takes you from the familiar to the utterly bizarre. Humanity's obsession with immortality, and the inevitable question of what happens when we hit the limits of understanding. At its heart, The Fifth Science is about the dangers of progress without reflection, and the fact that even when we achieve godlike technical power, we're still stuck with ourselves, with our fears, with our desires, our need to make meaning out of chaos. It's not a book that provides answers. It's a book that aims to ask even more questions. Is it the most uplifting sci-fi novel out there? No. Will it make you laugh, think, and question while you're wasting your precious moments of your short existence on YouTube instead of going out and exploring the mysteries of our known universe? Probably. So, if you're looking for a sci-fi book that will make you hypothesize our future failures, wonder about the fate of the universe, and maybe cry a little bit at the inevitable decline of the human civilization, pick up The Fifth Science, or don't. It's a book that's strangely comforting, even in its depiction of our probable downfall, because at the end of the day, we're all just slightly confused apes trying to make sense of the stars.